I want you to hear this carefully because most people will never hear it like this. They will read about trading. They will watch videos about trading. They will chase signals, strategies, indicators, but they will never understand the truth because the truth is not comfortable. The truth is not exciting. The truth is not designed for your emotions. Pause. They don't want you to know this about trading because if you truly understood it, you would stop behaving like the crowd. And the crowd is what keeps the system alive. Visual. Thousands of traders staring at screens, blinking lights, red and green chaos. Let me tell you something brutally simple. The market is not a place of prediction, it is a place of behavior, and behavior is human. Greed, fear, impatience, hope. That is all. Everything else is just decoration. Tell me honestly, when you enter a trade, are you really reading the market? Or are you reading your own emotions and calling it analysis? Think carefully, because most losses are not technical, they are psychological. Pause. I have watched traders with perfect charts fail, and traders with average knowledge win big. Do you know the difference? One understood prior. See, the other understood himself. Fake. Soft ticking clock growing louder. Let me explain something most people never realize. Big money is not made in activity. It is made in inactivity. It is made in waiting. It is made in silence. Visual. A lone trader sitting still while others panic and rush. Can you sit still while others are busy losing money? Or do you feel worthless when you are not doing something? Because if you cannot sit still, the market will use that against you. Always. Pause, you see. Trading is not a profession. It is a psychological mirror. It shows you exactly who you are. If you are greedy, it will feed you greed until you collapse. If you are fearful, it will create fear until you run away. If you are impatient, it will give you endless fake opportunities just to trap you. Do you understand? The market does not attack you. It reveals you. Visual. Mirror reflecting trader's face, slowly distorting. I remember something from my early days. I thought success came from action, so I acted. Every movement of price felt like an opportunity. Every candle felt like money waiting to be grabbed. And for a short time, I felt powerful. I was constantly in the market, always doing something, always reacting, always working. But let me tell you what that really was. It was not trading. It was emotional gambling disguised as activity. Sound effect, fast ticking slows into silence, and then something happened. The market stopped rewarding me. Not suddenly, slowly, quietly, like a teacher removing support from a student who thinks he already knows everything. My profits disappeared, my losses increased, and my confidence collapsed. Pause, tell me, have you ever been busy in the market but still ended the month broke? That is not coincidence, that is law. The law of emotional overtrading. Visual. Charts flickering faster and faster, then freezing. Now listen closely. The real operator does not chase the market, he observes it. He waits for it to reveal its intention. And only then he acts. Do you see the difference? One man is inside the storm. The other is watching the storm form from distance. Pause, let me give you an image. Imagine the market is an ocean. Most traders are not sailors. They are people jumping into the water every time they see a wave. Small wave, jump. Big wave, panic. No wave, bored. They are never still. And because they are never still, they never see the tide. Visual. Massive ocean tide rising slowly, unnoticed. But the smart operator, he does not chase waves. He waits for the tide, because the tide moves everything powerfully, irresistibly. Tell me, are you chasing waves in your life? Or are you waiting for the tide? Pause. They don't want you to know this about trading, because once you understand it, you will realize something dangerous. Most of what you do is unnecessary. Most of your trades are emotional reactions. Most of your analysis is just justification for impatience. And impatience is expensive. Very expensive. Sound effect. Deep bass drop. Let me go deeper. The biggest enemy in trading is not the market. It is the need to feel right immediately. That need destroys everything. Because the market does not operate on your timing. It operates on its own rhythm. Slow, then fast, then explosive, then silent again. If you cannot tolerate silence, you will never survive the explosion. Visual, train station, empty. Then suddenly a fast train passes. Think about this carefully. Have you ever exited too early and watched the market move exactly in your direction with you? That feeling, that slow burning regret, that is not bad luck. That is lack of patience being punished. Pause. The market rewards one thing more than anything else. Stability of mind, not intelligence, not speed, not prediction. Stability. Can you stay stable when profits appear? Can you stay stable when losses appear? Can you stay stable when nothing is happening? Or do you need constant emotional stimulation? Visual. Trader hands shaking away from keyboard. Let me tell you something harsh. Most traders don't lose money in the market. They lose money inside themselves before the market even moves. Because they enter too early, exit too early, re-enter too emotionally. They are not reacting to the market, they are reacting to fear of missing out, fear of losing profit, fear of being wrong, fear of watching others win. And fear is expensive, always. Sound effect. Heartbeat slows. Now listen. The real secret of big traders is simple. They do less, but they do it better. They wait longer, but they act stronger. They take fewer trades, but they let those trades breathe. Do you allow your trades to breathe, or do you suffocate them with your impatience? Candle chart slowly expanding like breathing lungs. The market is not your enemy. Your emotions are, your ego is, your impatience is, your need to constantly do something is. If you remove these, what remains is clarity, and clarity makes money. Pause, let me take you deeper. There is a moment in every major trend when everything looks uncomfortable. Price pulls back. News turns negative. Social media becomes fearful. Experts declare the trend is over. And this is the exact moment when strong hands do something different. They do not panic, they do not exit, they observe. Because they understand something others don't. A trend does not die on noise. It dies on exhaustion. Visual. Storm clouds breaking into sunlight. Tell me, can you hold a position when everyone around you is doubting it? Or do you need validation to stay calm? Because if you need validation, you will always exit too early. Always. Pause. I once watched a simple truth unfold again and again. The crowd is never early. The crowd is never right at the beginning. The crowd arrives when the move is already visible. And by then, the real opportunity is gone. So ask yourself, are you thinking like the crowd or are you thinking ahead of it? Sound effect. Distant crowd noise fading. Let me tell you something uncomfortable. The biggest gains in trading feel wrong while they are happening. They feel uncertain. They feel risky. They feel emotionally heavy. And that is exactly why most people avoid them. Because human beings are not designed for discomfort. But markets reward discomfort tolerance, not comfort seekers. Pause. Think of it like war. A soldier does not win by shooting randomly. He waits. He observes. He chooses moment. And then he strikes once with full conviction. That is trading. Not constant firing, but precise execution. Visual. Sniper in darkness waiting. Now I want to ask you something deeply personal. How many times have you entered trades just to feel involved? Just to feel like you are doing something? Just to avoid boredom? Be honest with yourself. Boredom is expensive in this game. Pause. They don't want you to know this about trading. Because if you knew it fully, you would stop over trading. You would stop reacting. You would stop forcing steps. And the industry does not survive on patience. It survives on activity. Sound effect. Cash register. ER fading into silence. Let me show you the final truth. Big money is not made in hundreds of decisions. It is made in a few correct decisions held long enough. That is it. Everything else is noise. Everything else is distraction. Everything else is emotional leakage. Visual. One strong upward trend line stretching across screens. So what is the real challenge? It is not finding trades. It is surviving yourself while you are in a trade. Can you survive your own fear? Can you survive your own greed? Can you survive your own impatience? Because if you cannot, the market will not destroy you. You will destroy yourself. Pause. And now, understand this final part clearly. Every great trader you admire, every legendary operator was not different in intelligence. They were different in discipline. They did not react faster. They reacted calmer. They did not trade more. They traded less. They did not chase the market. They waited for it. Visual. Candle slowly turning into a long upward wave. So I will leave you with this question, not as motivation, but as truth. Can you sit still long enough for greatness to arrive? Or do you need constant movement to feel alive? Because the market does. It's not reward life feeling. It rewards patience, silence, and control. Pause and remember this. The market was never your enemy. Your own nature was. Now listen carefully, because what I am about to tell you is where most traders finally break or finally wake up. You think the market is about money, but it was never about money. Money is just the scoreboard. The real game is psychological survival. Tell me, why do you feel the need to check your trade every 2 minutes? Why does your heart change rhythm when price moves slightly against you? Why does a small red candle feel like danger, but a big green candle feels like salvation? Think. This is not analysis. This is emotional dependency. Visual. A man staring at screen, eyes tired, hands shaking slightly. The truth is simple, but painful. Most traders are not making decisions. They are reacting to discomfort. And every reaction creates another mistake. A small loss becomes a big loss. A small win becomes early exit. And patience completely disappears. Let me show you something most people never notice. The market does not move randomly against you. It moves exactly where your emotions are weakest. When you are confident, it be you. When you are afraid, it pressures you. When you are impatient, it waits for you to act and then reverses. Tell me, is that coincidence or is that reflection? Pause. There is a stage in trading that nobody talks about. It is not beginner. It is not expert. It is something far more dangerous. It is emotional overconfidence. That moment when you think, I understand the market now. That is the moment the market quietly prepares your lesson. Because the market does not punish ignorance. It punishes certainty without control. Visual. Chessboard slowly zooming out, pieces moving alone. Think of the market like chess, but not against the opponent, against yourself. Every move you make reveals your psychology. Every entry reveals impatience or discipline. Every exit reveals fear or greed. And the market simply responds, not against you, but through you. Have you ever noticed something strange? After a loss, you become aggressive. After a win, you become careless. Why? Because you are no longer trading charts. You are trading emotions. And emotions do not follow strategy. They follow impulse. The real traders, the ones who survive years, they develop something invisible, stillness, not inactivity, stillness under pressure, the ability to watch without reacting, to see without forcing, to wait without needing validation, visual, predator lying still in tall grass, watching herd. In nature, the strongest predator is not the fastest. It is the one that can wait the longest without moving, because movement reveals intention, and intention reveals weakness. The same applies here. The moment you rush, you reveal yourself to the market. Tell me honestly, how many times have you entered a trade because you felt left behind? How many times have you entered because everyone else was entering? And how many times did that trade instantly punish you? This is not bad luck. This is crowd psychology. And you are part of the crowd when emotion leads. There is a brutal truth in this world. The majority is always wrong at turning points. Not because they are unintelligent, but because they are emotional at the same time. When fear peaks, they sell. When greed peaks, they buy. And the smart money does the opposite quietly. Pause, now ask yourself something deeper. Why do you need to be in the market all the time? Why does silence feel uncomfortable? Why does wait? I feel like missing out? Because deep inside, you are not a trading opportunity. You are escaping boredom. And boredom is where discipline is tested. The market does not reward activity. It rewards precision. A single correct decision held with patience can outperform 100 emotional trades. But patience feels like doing nothing, and doing nothing feels like losing control. So people act, and action without clarity is destruction disguised as effort. Visual. Candle chart stabilizing, then sudden breakout after long silence. Do you see it now? The real moves always come after boredom, after frustration, after doubt, because that is where weak hands leave, and where strong hands prepare. But most traders cannot survive that silence. They leave before the opportunity is born. Let me ask you something final. Can you sit in uncertainty without forcing answers? Can you watch the market move without needing to participate? Can you accept that not trading is also a position? Because until you can, the market will always control your behavior. Pause, listen closely. The greatest lesson I ever learned is this: you do not need more trades. You need fewer emotional decisions, because every necessary trade is not just a risk, it is a leak in discipline. And over time, leaks destroy everything. The market is not trying to make you rich. It is trying to reveal whether you deserve. Consistency does not come from intelligence, it comes from restraint, from silence, from control. Visual. Sunrise fully breaking over horizon. Calm, still water. And now, the final truth. If you remember nothing else, remember this: the market does not punish mistakes. It punishes repeated emotional behavior. Once is education, twice is lesson, thrice is identity. Pause, so ask yourself one last time, are you trading a system? Or are you trading your emotions? Because only one of them survives long enough to see success. Final visual. Empty screen slowly fading to black. The market was never your enemy. Your own nature